Jiva Goswami. Indra experienced Krishna, who had unlimited powers, by seeing the Supreme Brahman in human form as Krishna, the young cowherd, when he lifted Govardhan and had heard about him from Brahma. So it seems to be that Lord Brahma told this experience also, what happened before, from stealing of the cows and the cowherd boyfriends of Lord Krishna. Though he had a brilliant crown in front of Krishna, whose toe tips shone with greater brilliance than 1,000,000 suns, he was like a firefly in the daylight. Immediately he lost his pride in being master of the three worlds. Or because of Krishna's unlimited power, Indra gave up his pride in ruling the three worlds. So this is the first sign of one's understanding that being proud is not ideal, it's not good at all. King Indra is surrendering towards Lord Krishna. As it explains here, that the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, just the toes, the tips of his toes, is brilliant as millions of suns. And we have just one sun, and it can dissipate the darkness of the universe. Of course, some parts of the universe covered also that the sunlight cannot penetrate. There is no light. But from where we are in the middle planetary system. You can see that just by one sun can dissipate the darkness. For the same millions of suns. And what is the comparison of King Indra's crown, which is also full of jewels, is very effulgent? Nothing. And Jiva Goswami compared to a fly. What is the brilliance or the light coming from a fly compared to the fire? Nothing. That's why it says that Krishna is Bibhu and we are Anu. Anu means minuscule, very small. And Krishna is infinite. We are finite. We are limited and Krishna is unlimited. There's no comparison. Sanatana Goswami is saying, he mentions the saying, Indra experienced Krishna, who had unlimited powers, by seeing the Supreme Brahman in human form as Krishna, the young cowherd, when he lifted Govardhan and had heard about him from Brahma. Though he had a brilliant crown in front of Krishna, whose toe tips shone with greater brilliance than 1,000,000 suns, he was like a firefly in the daylight. Immediately he lost his pride in being master of the three worlds. Or because of Krishna's unlimited power, Indra gave up his pride in ruling the three worlds. This is the problem. If one is in the position, he thinks that he is the supreme master. No one else on top of him. He never thought about this young boy who is simple, pasturing the cows and the forest of Vrindavan to be more powerful than him. He doesn't have that idea until when he lifted the Govardhan hill. King Indra cannot do that with his thunderbolt. He's trying to devastate the whole entire Vrindavan, and even his intention is to kill the Brajavasis. To kill. That is so heinous. But no, cannot touch even this devastating rain cloud, Samvartaka, rain clouds, no, not able to touch the ground of Vrindavan. As we were talking yesterday, just even before it touched Giriraj, is already dried up because of the Sudarshan Chakra on top of the Govardhan Hill, the perfection. He had directly experienced Krishna's powers, drishta, by Krishna lifting Govardhan or by his coming to Braj. He had heard of these powers. Thus, with folded hands, he spoke. Or because he had seen the Govardhan pastime and heard about him through scriptures, he spoke according to that experience. Thus, his praise would be excellent. Okay, I'm just going to read myself the following ones, right? Now, King Indra, with folded hands, is going to offer his respects and admitting his mistake, committing an offense, and try to pacify the Supreme Lord. Indra uvacha vishuddha sattvam tava dhamma sattam tapomayam dvashtarajastamastam maya mayoyam guna samprabhavo navidyate te grahananubandha. Okay, translation. King Indra said, your transcendental form, a manifestation of pure goodness, is undisturbed by change, shining with knowledge and devoid of passion and ignorance. In you does not exist the mighty flow of the modes of material nature, which is based on illusion and ignorance. Purport. The great Bhagavatam commentator, Srila Sridhar Swami, has masterfully explained the Sanskrit elements of this profound verse. The Sanskrit word dhamma has several meanings. This is what we discussed the other day, right? About the holy Dham. A, dwelling place, house, abode, and so on. A favorite thing or person, delight or pleasure, form or appearance, power, strength, majesty, glory, splendor, or light. Concerning the first set of meanings, the Vedanta Sutra states that the absolute truth is the source and resting place of all existence. And in the first verse of the Bhagavatam, the absolute truth is said to be Krishna. Param Satyam Dhimahe. Absolute truth. The first verse, where Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he gave class for 3 months in one verse, or every day. I remember going to that place in Dhaka, in Bangladesh, because our temple is nearby, the Gaudiya, where Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the spiritual master of our Srila Prabhupada, both are called Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. And he gave us about verse for 3 months. Can you imagine that? Explained in so many ways. That's why he says he is the walking encyclopedia, right? He knows all the subject, anything. As Prabhupada says, if you know Krishna, you know everything. If you don't know Krishna, you don't know nothing. Although Lord Krishna exists in his own Dhamma or abode called Krishna Loka, He himself is the abode of all existence, as Arjuna confirms in the Bhagavad Gita, where he addresses Krishna as Param Dhama, the supreme abode. So the Supreme Lord, wherever he is, that is called Dhamma as well, because he carries. And similarly, the devotees, pure devotees of the Supreme Lord, they carry the Supreme Lord with them, and therefore wherever they go becomes also a holy place. That's Dhamma. The very name Krishna indicates the all-attractive person, and thus Lord Krishna, the source of all beauty and pleasure, is certainly the favorite thing or person, delight and pleasure. Ultimately, these terms can refer only to Krishna. That's why he is called the Supreme Absolute Truth, which means that everything in relation to him is not different than him. Absolute. His name, discussion about his fame, his glories, his pastimes, none different than the Supreme Lord. And whatever the devotees of the Supreme Lord discuss about him, Krishna is also present. That's what it means by absolute truth. Dhamma also refers to form or appearance. And as Indra offered these prayers, he was in fact directly seeing the form of Krishna before him. So he's not seeing anymore this small colored boy. He's seeing now the eternal 16-year-old boy form of the Supreme Lord, because that is his eternal form, 16-year-old boy. The prime age, as we were talking the other day, for the girls and the boys, these are their prime age, 16 and 15 years old. Sweet 16, you've heard of that, right? Sweet 16, because it's budding. It's like a flower starting to bloom. Their feature as growing will start from there, actually. 16, 15-year-old. So it says here, as Indra offered these prayers, he was in fact seeing the form of Krishna before him. I'm going to answer this. I have a class. I have a class. Yeah, whatever you decide, I agree, okay? But I cannot contribute. I'm sorry. Okay. Just record it, okay? I can. You can. Let them know, please. Please excuse me. Hare Krishna.
Okay, man. Hare Krishna.
Hare Go. Managerial meeting, because remember I told you we're constructing that big 100 crore project. So just now coming. All right, where are we? He was in fact directly seeing the form of Krishna before him. Now he's like Ramananda Roy. He also saw Lord Chaitanya's real feature. It's none different than Radha and Krishna together. Or Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he saw Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Sadbhuj form. No different than Lord Ram and Lord Krishna. And Lord Chaitanya, all in one, 3 in 1. 6 arms and holding this different paraphernalia with a flute and a bow and arrow, and Lord Chaitanya is holding a danda and kamandalu. As clearly explained in the Vedic literature, Lord Krishna's power, strength, majesty, splendor, and effulgence are all contained within his transcendental body, and thus attest to the infinite glories of the Lord. Srila Sridhar Swami has brilliantly summarized all these meanings of the word Dhamma by giving the Sanskrit term Swarup as a synonym. The word Swarup means one's own form or shape, and also one's own condition, character, or nature. Since Lord Krishna, being pure spirit, is none different from his body, there is absolutely no difference between the Lord and his visible form. By contrast, in this material world, we conditioned souls are all distinctly different from our bodies, whether those bodies be male, female, black, white, or whatever. All of us are eternal souls, different from our temporary, flimsy bodies. So this Swarup, we all have eternal form, each and every one of us. Says that right now is like, is waiting there, so to speak, because the form that we have right now is temporary. It is not our eternal form. Swarup is the eternal form or the eternal condition. Right now we are conditioned. That condition is eternal in the spiritual world. That is the natural condition of the soul, is to have that form in which that form will be able to serve Krishna in the spiritual world. Right now, the form that we have is temporary. That means this body is temporary. Therefore, this is not our eternal form. It is only in this lifetime. And therefore, that's why we're because of our covering, we want to maintain this body as long as possible. We don't want to give it up. We try to make so many arrangements to keep the body and soul together. Of course, many are not even understanding that they're not the body. Only few. And to understand that we're not this body, we're spirit souls, Prabhupada says that is still not enough. We have to understand what is the function of the soul. And the function of the soul is to serve the Supreme Lord in his eternal abode, spiritual world. And when we give up this body, either we take up material form or attain our original form. In the material form, there is always sufferings and miseries. There's always going to be dissatisfaction. There's always going to be unhappiness. But in the spiritual world, where we have our original body, it's like in suspended animation. But at the same time, this body can be spiritualized. It's like Srila Prabhupada's body is not material. Our Guru Maharaj's body is not material. Or anyone, for that matter, who's engaged 24 hours in serving the Supreme Lord in the material world, his body is not material. It is spiritual. You remember what Prabhupada gave, that example? An iron you put into the fire, and then when you leave that in the fire, then the iron will also act like fire. So the same form, whether we're black, white, Indian, Filipino, whatever, that is not considered at all. You go beyond the bodily platform now. That's what we're called International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Srila Prabhupada is such a genius to name an International Society for Krishna Consciousness, because that is our original consciousness, Krishna consciousness. And he was given a recommendation that we should call it International Society for God Consciousness. No, he says, no, but God has a specific name, Krishna. And we are all his servants. It doesn't matter where we came from. Irregardless of our background, our culture, religion, creed, nationality, this is irrelevant. That's the word I'm looking for. Irrelevant. What is more important is that service attitude towards the Supreme Lord. So it doesn't matter whether we are male, female, black, white, whatever. This is irrelevant because this is only in the material platform. What is more important is that uncovering our real self to act in such a way that we are free from these designations, this upadhi. That's the problem. As soon as we identify with the body, then false ego is there. King Indra, he identified with his body. I am the king of the Swarga, Loka. I made a statement before. If one has false ego, everything is false. Have you heard of that before? No. I did it. I said that. Just always remember that. If you can remember that, then you will act in the spiritual platform. That is the conclusion. If one has false ego, everything is false. Isn't it? Everything is, it doesn't make sense. It has no value. No spiritual value. Whatever, if you have a false ego, whatever you do will only make you more entangled in the material world. And our purpose is to get out of this material world. No progress. You cannot even progress an inch. You make progress materially, but not spiritually. You may be the greatest, like King Indra. But what is the use of his throne? He said he's ready to give it up. It says, we read, right? Because understanding now, hey, I did an offense. I made an offense. So what is the use of me being the king now? It's useless. So it doesn't matter how rich you are, how intelligent you are, all these different opulences, beautiful you are, if you identify, because everything is temporary, materially. We have to go to the platform whereby we will come to our original swarup, one's own form or shape. And that is being a servant of Lord Krishna. That is our original condition, character or nature, Swarup. So in Krishna consciousness, this is the only movement that tells you this. Nowhere else. Nowhere in the TED Talk. Nowhere. Just to make you feel good, that is not good enough, isn't it? The whole world is like that. The scientists want you to feel good. Okay, this is temporary solution. They don't give the permanent solution. We want the permanent solution. Because temporary solution means there is another suffering after that. Like allopathic medicine is a temporary solution. You better go to Ayurveda, Ayurvedic medicine. It may take a long time, but it will work for a long time. It's a patch up. Yeah, the material world solution is patch up. Yeah, patch up means temporary, but Krishna consciousness means eternal solution for the eternal problem. Patch up solution for the eternal material problem, it will not work. It just makes you feel good temporarily. When the word Swarup is applied to us, it especially indicates our spiritual form. Because our own form is in fact our own condition, character, or nature eternally, which is to serve the Supreme Lord. Thus, the liberated condition in which one's outward form is one's deepest spiritual nature is called Swarup. Primarily, however, this term refers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. This is all indicated in this verse by the word Tava Dhamma, as explained by Sridhar Swami. So now it doesn't matter what is our eternal form. Sometimes a person who is very eager to find out one's eternal form, because in this spiritual world we have this eternal form. Whether one is a cow, or a deer, or a cowherd boy, or a cowherd maiden, gopis, the gopas, or one of the maidservants of Lord Krishna. That is not so much important right now. For some, they are so eager, they cannot wait. So some of them, they will go to Radhakund. Because over there are some sahajas who they will bluff you to tell you what is your eternal soul. That will happen, as Shastra says, our eternal form will be revealed to us in due course of time when we are ready. That is more important, that we have to wait, because it'll come. What is more important for now is to serve. That is more important. So some of them, they will go to Radhakund and they may find a so-called very, very advanced, and they will give you the Siddha Pranali. The Siddha Pranali, that means they will tell you what is your eternal form. And in those days, during Prabhupada's time, one of his disciples went to Radhakund and he found one. He says, your eternal form is your peacock. Oh, really? So what shall I do now, Guruji? Oh, this is how you do. This is how you do. You have to practice now how to be a peacock. So he went to the other devotees and he told them that, hey, Prabhuji, I know I see the Sarup. What is that? I'm a peacock. That's why they see him going like this, trying to explain to him, why are you doing like that? Well, I'm a peacock. I'm practicing now. That is nonsense. That is not how you practice. Practice means first, chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Follow sadhana. Follow the prescribed method that's given to us by Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Maharaj. If our Guru Maharaj says, stay in Atlanta and preach, you stay here, even though you're so eager to go to Vrindavan and retire. Guru knows more. There is one devotee in Punjabi Bhagat. He's like almost 70 years old. But he wants to go to Vrindavan and preach. I mean, to stay there, to just like retire. But this devotee is a very good preacher. He made a lot of members, he made a lot of devotees. The Guru Maharaj says, go back to Punjabi Bhagat. Continue to preach. Work now, samadhi later. So this is how we can make advancement. This is how we'll be able to please the spiritual master. And when we're ready, then he knows how to make arrangement in such a way for us to make advancement. And it doesn't matter where would that be. Like Prabhupada, he had two sannyasis, and duty of the sannyasi is to travel to help spread the movement. So he told one sannyasi, you travel. This is in Vrindavan. And he told one sannyasi, you stay. He could have told them, okay, both of you go to the east and go to the west. No, he told one sannyasi, you stay, and the other sannyasi, you go. Because he knows our psycho-physical condition. He knows the way how we think. He knows how the way we'll be able to adapt in certain conditions. So all we have to do is just follow his instruction. Primarily, says it, thus the liberated condition in which one's outward form is one's deepest spiritual nature is called Swarup. Primarily, however, this term refers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sridhar Swami has explained that here the word Shantam means always in the same form. Shantam can also mean undisturbed, free from passion, or purified. So this is Krishna. He's always God. It's not that he became God later on. God is always God. And for the jivas, they cannot be God. They cannot become God. They can become godly, same nature as a Supreme Lord. As Prabhupada says, if you have a magnet and you have like some iron, you touch the iron, the iron with your magnet. Sometimes those iron also will act like magnet, isn't it? Yeah. So similarly, And that is a difference because Krishna's form is eternal, never changes. That means he always remember. And because our bodies keep on changing, then we are forgetful. Prabhupada says also that medically, our body, the whole composition changes every 12 years. The whole cells change. Every moment is changing, but completely there's a 12-year cycle. So from time we took birth, 12 years old, is completely changed. Then 24 years old, completely changed. 36 years old, completely changed. Then what's the next? 48 years old, completely changed. Then 60 years old, you're old. The Prabhupada says 70 years old is the start of old age. This is when he crossed by Jaladuta. He celebrated his 70th birthday on board of the ship Jaladuta. But Prabhupada says, no, old age means you're about to die. So if a child just took birth today and he died tomorrow, the next day, that means as soon as he took birth, he's already old. That means we're all old. We don't have to wait till 70 years old to be old. Now we're old because we don't know when are we going to die. Shantam can also mean undisturbed, free from passion or purified. According to Vedic philosophy, all change in this world is caused by the influence of passion and ignorance. The passionate mode is creative and the ignorant mode is destructive, whereas the mode of goodness, sattva, is serene and sustaining. So Prabhupada says, we should at least come to the mode of goodness. Get out of the modes of passion and ignorance. Because in the mode of goodness, it's easier to understand the subject matter. In many ways, this verse emphasizes that Lord Krishna is free from the modes of nature. Of course, in this world, there's no really good. Prabhupada says, good is also bad. Because there's no, you have to come to the platform of pure goodness. Then there's no more bad. Because even the good, in all of these three modes of material nature, they are like mixed. So, Prabhupada gave that example of the three primary colors, yellow, blue, and red. And you can mix it up, and then you can have the colors of the rainbow. So we have to come to the platform of pure goodness, but at least in the beginning, come to the platform of sattva. So all of this that we're doing, the morning program, and everything is in the mode of goodness. And then when we become purified by doing that again and again and again, then it'll become Suddha Sattva, Visuddha Sattva. In many ways, this verse emphasizes that Lord Krishna is free from the modes of nature. The words Visuddha, Sattvam, Shantam, Dwastarajastamastam, and Gunasam Prabhabaho, Prabhahuna Vidyate, all indicates this. Unlike Krishna, we change from one body to another because of our involvement with the modes of nature. The various transformations of material forms are impelled by the modes of nature, which are themselves set in motion by the influence of time. Therefore, one who is free from the material modes of nature is changeless and eternally satisfied in blissful spiritual existence. Thus, The word shantam indicates that the Lord is undisturbed by change. Since he is free from the material modes of nature, according to this verse, the powerful flow of the material modes of nature, namely passion, stupidity, and mundane piety, are based on agrahana, which Srila Swami had translated as ignorance. Since the Sanskrit root gra means to take, accept, grasp.
No, it's not.
Is it 9?
Yeah.
If Krishna is calling, you can answer. Or Radharani.
It's my son.
We can answer.
No,
It's emergency.
He called my Prabhuji.
Okay. According to this verse, the powerful flow of the material modes of nature, namely passion, stupidity, and mundane piety, are based on agrahana, which Srila Sridhar has translated as ignorance. Since the Sanskrit root gra means to take, accept, grasp, or comprehend, grahana means grasp, exactly in the sense, and to grasp an idea or fact. Therefore, agrahana here means one's failure to understand one's spiritual position. And this failure causes one to fall into the violent currents of material existence. So this is the position of the material world now. The living beings who are not understanding the purpose of human form of life. They are agrahana, in ignorance. An additional meaning of the word agrahana is derived when it is divided into the compound agrahana. Agra means the first stop or best, and hana means killing. The best part of our existence is the pure soul, which is eternal in contradiction to the temporary material body and mind. Thus, one who chooses material existence over Krishna consciousness is in fact killing the best part of himself, the soul, which in its pure state can enjoy Krishna consciousness unlimited. So there is this word called Atmaha, killer of the soul. Anyone who in the human platform will miss that opportunity to revive one's original Krishna consciousness is a killer of the soul. He's killing himself. Not that the soul is being killed, but he's missing that opportunity to go back home, back to Godhead in this human form of life, which is the best vehicle by which one can cross over the ocean of material suffering. So practically everyone is Atmaha. And fortunately, Jagannath is coming to town to give them that, hey, that one day, he says, anyone who will have darshan of the Lord on the day of Ratha Yatra, the door of liberation is wide open. They still have to chant though. They still have to take prasadam. They still have to have the association of devotees. That means it is the beginning. That someday, hopefully this lifetime, because some of them, they're so curious of what's going on. They will say, hey, what's going on here? They will follow Jagannath back to the temple. Some other time, because they'll be given also some literature, Prabhupada's books, they will read them, and then they'll become a devotee. Well, we know. Srila Sridhar Swami has translated Tapo Maya, such a long purport, as full of knowledge. The word tapas, generally indicating austerity, is derived from the Sanskrit verb tap, whose meaning can be summarized as indicating the various functions of the sun. Tap means to burn, to shine, to heat, and so on. The word, the Supreme Lord is eternally perfect, and therefore here, tapumayam does not indicate that his transcendental body is meant for austerities, since austerities are performed by conditioned souls to purify themselves or to acquire a particular power. So austerity is like that. That means performing certain activities which the one who's performing it, he wants to achieve a desired goal, which is sometimes is very difficult to attain. But then without performing those activities, he will not be able to attain, even though those activities will be also contrary to his liking. That is austerity. You know, austerity, oh no, it's so difficult. Why I have to do this? But you want to reach a goal, you want to achieve something which is sometimes is unachievable. But if you perform those activities, which is even contrary to your will, you do not like it, you will go for it. It's like many devotees, they go to Badrinath or Kedarnath, and they have to go perform austerities, right? Because they know that by going to this different dham, Badrinath, Kedarnath, Rameswaram, and all those places, Dwarka, you have to go trekking, so to speak. Even if you're old, you want to go there. So in Krishna consciousness, we have to perform tapasya, tap. But Krishna doesn't have to perform tapasya. He's already as he is. For us, we are not as we are. An omnipotent, perfect being neither purifies himself nor acquires power. He is eternally pure and all-powerful. Therefore, Srila Swami has intelligently understood that in this case, the word tapas refers to the illuminating function of the sun and thus indicates that the Lord's self-bodily or effulgent body is omniscient. Light is a common symbol of knowledge, like deep, Deepak. When we offer Deepak, actually, is a sign, is symbolic of surrender. Not just we're offering lamps, like we offer, you've seen in India, they offer lamp to the moon. Yeah. How can you offer a lamp to the moon? The moon is already bright. What is the insignificant lamp that will make the moon more brighter? No. Or they will offer Ganga, a pound full of Ganga, back to Ganga. What does that mean? Ganga is already full, and whatever you're going to offer, it will make it more full. No, it's a symbolic. It's like in Damodarastakam. What we offer this lamp is like an act of surrender. Or the pujari, when he will offer the ghee lamp. It says here. Light is a common symbol of knowledge. The Lord's spiritual effulgence does not merely illuminate physically, as in the case of a candle or light bulb. More importantly, the Lord's body illuminates our consciousness with perfect knowledge because the Lord's effulgence is itself perfect knowledge. We offer our respectful obeisances at the lotus feet of Srila Sridhar Swami and thank him for his enlightening comments on this verse. Hare Krishna. There are more commentaries. We're not going to read that now. The three main commentators, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Sanatana Goswami, and Jiva Goswami. Now, any question? Yes.
So back to Vrindavan.
Back to Vrindavan.
My question is back to Vrindavan.
Mhm.
You mentioned that we should, I don't know if this is what you meant, that we should not go to Vrindavan even for a few days.
No, I'm not saying that. Prabhupada says we should go to the holy town to have our battery, spiritual battery recharged once a year, or maybe twice a year, if you have time. If you have time, why not? If the opportunity is there, I know devotees in Dubai, it's only 3 hours away. It's like going, like driving from Delhi to Vrindavan. Some of them, they come every three months. Why not? Why so much back down with, the hard grinding world, like, and then some of them, instead of going to Vrindavan, they will go to Acapulco, or they will go to Paris for vacations. So yeah, your vacation, come to the holy town. Whenever you have the time. If you have the time, because time is precious. Time is Krishna. Or the materialist says time is money. But we say time is Krishna, right? So if you have the time, you have to have the time. You must have the time. The problem is, devotee says, Maharaj, I don't have time. I'm caught up. I'm working all the time. I don't even have time for my family. I don't have time for my children. Then how can you have the time for Krishna? It becomes mechanical now. It becomes mechanical. We should realize Krishna consciousness actually. Because Bhagavatam says it's happily performed, joyfully performed. If you're doing bhakti and it's not really joyfully performed, that means something is lacking. Something is missing. You must be liking what you're doing, whatever that may be. Because you're doing it for the pleasure of Krishna, then automatically you also become pleased. If you're just like with the rules and regulations, following the rules and regulations, and you don't know why you are following the rules and regulations, then what is the use of that? It is mechanical. Does it make sense?
Yes. So how does one progress? Yes, to the monk program.
How does one progress?
Progress more spiritually.
Well, you have to, it becomes part of your life now. It's like waking up in the morning is not like a drag. Oh no, I have to go on Mangalartik again. Oh no, if that is your mood, that means you're not really like relishing, you're not making advancement. The sign is that again, when you are hungry and you eat, you'll gain energy and your hunger becomes released. So others can see you to you also when you are happy and you're not grudgingly do things, Sometimes the voice is like, why are you giving me so much service, Prabhu? I says, hey Prabhu, give me more. Please engage me. It's like yesterday, this one Mataji, she made an announcement. We need 2 Matajis in the kitchen to cut vegetables to prepare for the devotees, prasadam. And automatically she stood up immediately.
And when she told me I'm in kitchen,
She also came in.
This is the time. And how many of them, Matajis there, who stood up? Huh? How many? Oh no, it's not my service. Why shall I go there? I'm a visitor. No, no, no. This is for those. No, no, no. This is for everyone. Look at Vidura Prabhu. I asked him, what did you do, Prabhu? Oh, I went to the kitchen. I helped cutting up. You see, this is the mood. If you just go there and just, okay, everything's going on, no problem. Oh, no problem. I'm just here to enjoy. That's not. You're not making advancement. See, advancement means you're greedy. You're greedy for bhakti. You want to do more because you know that when you do more, Krishna and Guru will be pleased. If you're just like laid back, that you're not advancing, I'm sorry. Yeah. Right? You're that. If you're laid back, okay, everything goes on. That is a sign. I was surprised, Mataji says we need volunteers, 2 volunteers, and no one is standing up except her and another devotee. Very cool.
Go eager,
Huh?
Need eager,
Yeah.
Can
Some of them, they will sacrifice. Those who are advancing, they sacrifice. They do more. They may not be present. They're behind the scene. That's the word, behind the scene. They will do service. Let's say there's a festival, and the main festival is here, but their service is somewhere. And they will stick to their service here. They know that someone has to do this service. Like, say, taking care of children. Huh? Or like greeting the visitors. You're not there in the main festival.
Maharaj, I remember whenever Guru Maharaj used to come and give classes, these 2 Matajis would always take care of children and they would miss all the classes. I remember even in my house, they would be upstairs. These 2 Matajis would be taking care of children and they would really miss all the classes. So they used to do really good service.
So much benefit. This is what you call surrender. Surrender doesn't mean you're in front of the Guru and just want to enjoy him and not doing anything. This is surrender. This is how you make advancement.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, you were saying me?
Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj, thank you for such a wonderful lecture. I really like the point that you made, and it was very profound that our body, this body that we have right now is temporary and it is not our spiritual body. One day when we are advanced to the level, then we will get the spiritual body. So I was thinking in my mind that nowadays so much propaganda is going on to look young, and especially
Like me.
and in the youth also, like there is so much competition to to get tall and to get thin and all that. But if everybody thinks that this is not our real body, it will make the life very easy and simple.
Yes, you're 101% correct.
So that was my reflection. Another question that I want to ask Maharaj is your faith in Guru Maharaj is very, very inspirational, and you and other devotees who are so fortunate that see Maharaj always in the action, and you have seen him reciprocating with the devotees in different ways, and for years you have seen that. But the devotees who are so far away like me, we rarely see Maharaj in action, and so how we deepen our faith in Maharaj, and how we very lovingly and respectfully connect to him.
It's a good question. Whatever Guru Maharaj's instruction to you, try to follow in the best of your ability. Guru Maharaj, he wanted all of his disciples to chant their rounds, minimum of 16 rounds attentively, follow the 4 regulative principles, and do some practical service. Whatever your inclinations are, whatever your abilities dictates you, your capacity, and in this way you are pleasing Guru. You may not have his vapu or his physical association, but he's always present as long as you're following and keep on doing what he told you to do, the instructions. So next time when you see him, you can just ask him, how may I serve you? It's not that, everyone is like, when Guru Maharaj comes, all the Matajis, they all want to cook for him. No, that's good, that's good, but how many can cook? How many, the kitchen, you don't have like 50 Matajis can cook there. It's not enough space. So service can be done in many ways. He says to his disciples, at least once a week, go to the mandir, attend Mangal Artik, do some service, attend a full morning program. In some temples where I go, this is being followed. Yes. And once a month, you should have also God brothers, God sisters meeting. You all go in one day at the temple and do so much service. You can have a Gundicha Marjana. Temple, Maha clean up. Set a good example to others, isn't it? Yeah. That would be nice, isn't it? You can all like that one day, all of God's siblings will do all the service in the temple. That is very inspirational, isn't it?
Yes, Maharaj. So whenever I see Maharaj and I ask him, Maharaj, any instructions for us? And then Maharaj always say that you keep doing whatever you are doing. So one time Radhika Raman Prabhu in a lecture, he told that if you are, whatever Maharaj has told you, if you are not doing that properly, then Maharaj will never give you a new instruction. And
That's
that actually, that actually touched my heart so much.
Yeah.
And besides attending the whole morning program, sometimes because of the extreme busyness, American life is very challenging, especially when kids are at home. Besides
Everywhere,
that,
not only in America, everywhere.
yeah. So we try to follow all the instructions of Guru Maharaj as much sincerity as we can put into that. But still, I hanker for that connection, Maharaj. I kind of feel very lost.
Don't think that you are not connected. Our Guru Maharaj is always thinking of his disciples' welfare and care. Okay.
Okay, Maharaj.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. What's the name of the Mataji?
Prema Leela Devi Das.
From where? Here? From here? Where was she? From the Mataji?
Maharaj, I am from Boise, Idaho.
Oh, Boise. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I remember now. Your name is Prema Leela?
Yes, Maharaj.
Okay. I'm going that way.
Yes, Maharaj, you are coming to my house on 21st for lunch.
Yeah. So start preparing now, okay?
Yes. Yes, Maharaj. Thank you so much, Maharaj. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. Can you hear me, Maharaj?
Prabhuji.
So all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj.
Jai.
I have one question, Maharaj.
Okay.
We always have to go from mode of goodness to pure goodness. So what is the difference between goodness and pure goodness, and how one can move from goodness to pure goodness? Please.
What is the difference between goodness and pure goodness? In pure goodness, no more coming back to goodness. Pure goodness means transcendental platform. There's no more confusion there. Even goodness is not good enough, Prabhupada says. There's nothing good in this world. Even the good is bad. Okay, but when you come to the platform of pure goodness, no more coming back in the three modes of material nature. You will not be succumbed by the material energy. You'll be free from all of those different energy, the energy of the material energy. You'll be free from lamentation. Lamentation for what you lost, and you will be free from hankering to what you don't have materially. In the spiritual platform, even if you're in the mode of pure goodness, there is lamentation also. The gopis are lamenting. Why is it that their eyes are blinking? They curse Lord Brahma. Why did you give us this kind of eyes that blinks? Because even for a moment, they will not want to lose the sight of Lord Krishna. So that is a different lamentation. And their hankering is always wanted to be with Krishna. So, how you attained from goodness to pure goodness is the same thing. You follow the morning program, you chant Hare Krishna attentively, you associate with the devotees, you read Srila Prabhupada's books. That will bring you up to the pure goodness.
Okay. Thank you, Maharaj. One more, Krishna Kshetradas. Can you please ask? This is the last question. Krishna Kshetradas, please unmute yourself.
Krishna Kshetra Prabhu from Edmonton.
Maharaj, a very good lecture. I don't have any question, just a comment. You were mentioning Indra his intention was even to kill the Vrajabasis, right?
Yes.
But at the same time, he went to Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma had an experience prior to that by stealing the Gopas. But what I understood is Lord Indra was Lord Krishna forgave him on the spot because the Leela he did, he united all the devotees together indirectly. But Lord Brahma, he separated all the devotees from Lord Krishna, and he was not forgiven on the spot. Lord Indra was
Golden.
No. Your understanding is incorrect.
Okay, Maharaj. Help me to understand.
Because you are incorrect.
Okay, help me to understand.
Huh?
Help me to understand. I understood that he indirectly united all the devotees with during the Govardhan Lila with Lord Krishna.
Krishna, when he does something, he accomplishes many things all at the same time. You understand?
Yes, Maharaj.
The purpose of Govardhan Hill is so many facets, so many angles of how you can see it. That is one thing, because the Brajabasis, they want to be Krishna as long as possible, so that was fulfilled. But the main point also of the Govardhan Lila is to deflate the false ego of King Indra. Because right from the very beginning, King Indra says, no, I'm due to be the right receiver of the yajna that you've been doing for many, many years, for generations. But that was wrong. Because Krishna says, no, rain will come, whether you pray for rain or not, and when the rain comes, even in the dry place or in the wet, the rain falls to the sea. What is the use of the rainfall to the sea? What we think about is we only need rain in dry land. But the rain falls to the sea. What is the need of the sea for the rainfall? So you don't need to worship King Indra for this. Because equally, the rain is distributed. King Indra says, no, this boy talked too much. I'm gonna teach him a lesson. And then because he was able to convince the Brajavasis to divert the worship to King Indra, instead, the worship now is to Govardhan Hill. So he says, oh no, this is bad. Where is my share? I'm not in favor of this. Now you understand?
Yes, Maharaj, yes.
Very good. Now you understood. So next time you explain this to others, this is
Yes, Maharaj.
how it should be. Okay. All right. That's it. No more?